Hey everyone, what's going on? I hope y'all are having a great week. I just want to start before I start this video by introducing myself. My name is Savannah. I am all about mindset and manifestation, and I am a certified life coach. I am here to help you and inspire you, and I hope this channel can do that for you. I am a little bit new here, but I am not new to this topic. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm doing my best to work on some content for you guys because I have lots of stories to share, lots of things that I hope inspire you and keep you going because I know that we live in a world that can sometimes drag us down. So, anyways, I'm going to insert this video here. This is a story about how I quantum leaped from one reality to another. Um, and I hope that you like it. So, enjoy. So, the first thing that I want to talk about, which is a very big thing, although I know in manifestation there are no big things and little things, everything is technically the same. However, we are still human beings and our mind is going to deem certain things bigger than others. Like this story that I want to tell you about how I got diagnosed with lymphoma and basically quantum leaped into a new reality where that didn't exist anymore and I didn't have it. So let's get into it. So without even knowing about the law, I mean, truly, I never heard of the term quantum leaping or, states or techniques of affirming. I didn't know anything about this stuff, but I did it unknowingly. So anybody that thinks like manifestation is woo woo and, they're unaware of it or they want to knock it, it's just, you're doing it all the time. You're doing it without even realizing it. So here's what happened. I had breast implants that were recalled, but didn't know it. And at the time that this was happening, I was in a relationship with my now ex-husband that was very toxic. And I say that because I truly do believe that our emotions, it's just nothing but energy, and it will get stuck in the body if we don't deal with them appropriately. And I believe that this is what happened. So over the course of years that I had these implants, I would get some really crazy swelling that would happen, no correlation with a menstrual cycle or anything like that. There's no injuries. It would just happen. And it was kind of painful, seemed very odd, but I truly ignored it because I thought, well, I just probably need new ones. Like there's probably just scar tissue, which happens with implants. So I can't do that right now. I can't afford that. So I'm just going to put it off. So I did. I put it off for years. And then down the line, I eventually realized something is not right here. You get to a point where God or a higher power is speaking to you, like really pushing you. And that's where I was at. So I felt super compelled this specific day. I had my own business at the time. And I had a big gap in my day. So I was able to go get it checked out. I called my doctor and he said, why don't you come in right now? Now keep in mind, my surgeon had died. I didn't know it. I also didn't know that these implants were recalled. So I go to the doctor, he does an exam. He's so kind, like such great bedside manner. And he says, could I send you for a mammogram right now, right at this moment? And I truly didn't even think anything of it, just thought he was being a good doctor and I happened to have the time. So I said, sure, yeah, I'll go. So I went and I got a mammogram and an ultrasound and all this stuff. And the doctor came in after I did all these tests and he looked horrified. And he said, Savannah, I hate to inform you, but you have a rare type of lymphoma caused by your breast implants. So I was in shock, obviously. And I went down this journey of obviously going to get more tests done and things like that. So I proceeded to get all the tests, the blood tests, the MRIs and scans and biopsies and all of that. And I had 3 doctors tell me that I had lymphoma, that this rare type of lymphoma caused by the breast implants. And then they also said that it had spread into my stomach. And at this point in time, I'm 31 years old and about to get married in like a month. And I was stressed. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know they tell you not to do this, but I have to Google everything when it comes to like symptoms and health issues. I'm someone that just really needs to understand the entirety of the situation. So that's what I was doing. I was Googling and just researching and racking my brain. Like, do I have it? I didn't have any symptoms. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. So I got to a point, because this was such a stressful process. I mean, going to all these tests and things like that, like, a PET scan, which is an intense test. You have to fast. You can't have sugar. You can't have certain foods prior to the test. Waking up and going. It's taxing. And my heart goes out to anybody that has a terminal illness that requires them to just constantly be going to the doctors and constantly be getting tests done. It's a lot. It's very mentally taxing. So I went and did all that stuff, and I got to a point where I woke up one day and I just said, you know what? I don't have this. Like, I'm deciding that I don't have it. So I kept saying that to myself. Like, at that point, my wedding was getting closer, so I had to really kind of shift my focus anyways. I mean, there's only so much that you can do, and even if I was going to get chemo and radiation, because that would have been the next step, I wasn't going to do that before my wedding anyways. So I kind of was able to just say, I'm going to put this over here for right now, focus on my wedding. But naturally, something that big was absolutely on my mind all the time. But anytime that popped up, I literally just kept repeating to myself, no, I don't have this. No, I don't have it. Not from a place of lack, but from a place of commanding. And it's almost as if, my higher self or my spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, was the one that was commanding it to go, right? That's how it felt. It just felt like there was conviction behind my no. And I didn't even say this out loud. I didn't even tell anybody this. I just kept saying it in my mind. Everybody was also distracted. Everybody close to me was also distracted by the upcoming wedding. So they weren't really asking me about it, where I'd have to keep diving into an old story, if you will. So anytime it came up in my mind, no, don't have it. I just don't have it. Fast forward, I get married and I end up going to another cancer hospital, getting more tests done. And on Christmas Eve, the doctor said to me, my ex-husband now, and my mom, congratulations and Merry Christmas, you don't have lymphoma. And we all looked at each other like, how is that possible? So I think it's important to note here, the way this was possible was because of revision, because of quantum jumping, right? It's all of these things that you guys have heard about. And if you don't know about these things, please let me know in the comments and I'm happy to explain them to you. But, time is not a linear thing. And what happened was I persisted in a mindset, in a state of being a person that didn't have this disease that they said that I had. And I know this can be very triggering, and I'll make a second part to this video because there's just too much information to cram into one. And if you're still with me, thank you for being here. I really hope that this helps somebody. I felt very pushed to share this story because I know that even if there's one person out there that it can help in some way, then I did my job. I'm just happy. So we can get into this more. I'll make a second video pertaining to this, but just remember that we are the creators of our reality, that our higher self, God, whatever you choose to call it, it doesn't matter. It's all the same, is constantly guiding us through our intuition. And it's important to stay in that mindset of I have a desire for something because God wants it for me. And the world outside of me, the world in front of me, it's there as a guide, but it is not there to dictate who we are and what we want. That is all within, and we need to continue to go back to that place and persist in that and not persist in being triggered by what the 3D world shows us. So anyways, I hope this video helped. I do have some more information, as far as some of the things that I did along the way, aside from affirming. just in a naturopathic, holistic sense. And I know that doesn't really necessarily pertain to um, manifestation, although it can, because essentially everything can be a placebo if we want it to be. Also, it's important that I note I am not a doctor. By no means am I giving you any medical advice. If you have any ailments, any diseases, viruses, etc., you have anything wrong with you in a health way, in a physical health way, please see your doctor. I am not here to take the place of any physical physician pertaining to your health. So I want to make that clear. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will make a part 2 and I have some other stuff coming out, but let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to clarify or a video that you would like me to make on a specific topic. So have a great day, everyone, and I will see you soon.